Sometimes the best way to predict the future is to borrow from the past. And in the 90s, an experiment called Biosphere-2 pushed natural limits by creating the largest closed ecological system on the planet. This honeycomb structure in the middle of the Arizona desert housed 8 living scientists for 2 years before transitioning into a modern-day laboratory. And if you ask nicely enough, they'll let you help out.
One small step for Ashley, one giant leap for First Look. Oh, God. Okay. Hello. It's a little toasty, a little warm in here.
It is. We're standing inside the savanna, one of 5 biomes that we have inside Biosphere 2.
Okay.
Some of the other zones are the rainforest, the ocean, the marsh, and finally on the far end, the desert. So, what happened to Biosphere 1? Biosphere 1 is actually the Earth. The reason Biosphere 2 is named Biosphere 2 is because they took many of the same systems that you find on the Earth, put them inside of here in Biosphere 2.
There's a lot of history from Biosphere, like back in the day, but what is it actually used for now?
Well, today it's the world's largest earth and environmental science laboratory. The original purpose of Biosphere 2 was twofold. One was, could humans have an environment, support their existence for an extended period of time, potential space colonization? The other aspect of it was, can we better understand Earth system processes by controlling them inside of an atmosphere like Biosphere 2?
So where are we off to first?
Well, I think our first stop will be the rainforest.
Rainforest. We're just in Arizona, so why not a rainforest? It's a little foggy here in the rainforest. This is not Disneyland.
Ashley, this is Dr. Yost. He's our resident rainforest expert.
Dr. Yost, this is pretty impressive, but I wonder, like, what kind of experiments do you do here in the rainforest?
Well, it's funny you ask, because we're actually doing an experiment right now. You think it might be hot and humid, but actually this rainforest is going through a drought. To monitor what's going on, we have to take samples below ground and even in tippy top of the canopy right up there.
And I'm helping you with that today.
Oh, yes.
Press enter to begin.
This instrument measures photosynthesis by sensing how much water exits a plant when leaves open their pores to take in carbon and lose moisture as a result.
And now it's going.
So you see that value, it's right now about 26.2, and so that's the amount of water that's leaving the leaf.
And so is that what I'm doing when I climb up to the top? Or?
Yeah, now these leaves are not giving off much water.
Right.
Because they're all the way in the bottom, they are not seeing very much light. Once you get up there, those leaves, you see.
By measuring these values, I'm helping scientists monitor how plants may survive climate change.
Ooh, I am high up in here. 112, 113, 114.
Yeah, you see.
Very juicy. Ready to come down. What's next?
Well, it's rather warm in here, so let's go cool off in the ocean.
Sure, where's that?
Actually, right next door.
Of course it is. So you don't find too many oceans here in Arizona, huh?
We don't, but you know, the unique thing about the Biosphere 2 ocean is we're almost 4,000 feet in elevation here. It is the highest ocean in the world.
That's awesome.
What I have here is a plankton net, and normally out at sea, an oceanographic vessel would pull a larger one of these. We would collect planktonic biomass in this vial here.
So I'll be doing this today, yeah?
Exactly.
Biosphere 2's ocean is its most complex system to date. So since it's still a work in progress, the data I'm collecting is vital to both upkeep and the experiment.
Woo! A little chilly up in here. How come you guys didn't pick a tropical ocean?
We actually did simulate a tropical ocean.
And the variable in this experiment is carbon dioxide. So the plankton I'm collecting will help biologists determine how changing CO2 levels in the air affect marine life.
Sweet baby Jesus. All right, Franklin.
Well, I'm going to take your sample back to the lab, analyze it, and determine what exactly is swimming around in here. We eventually want to simulate an ocean here that has the same biotic community that the real ocean does.
All right, so soon enough you're going to have people here surfing and suntanning, huh?
I'm not so sure about that. I think we would have to crank up our wave machine considerably higher than it is now.
Probably.
Let's go show you an organ of Biosphere 2.
An organ?
It's a lot easier to show you than it is to try to explain it. we're going into the lung of Biosphere. And Biosphere is nothing more than a large greenhouse in the Arizona desert. On a hot summer day, air is going to expand. At night, when that air cools, it's going to contract. The engineers quickly determined that if they didn't come up with a way to deal with that, you could explode the Biosphere or you could implode the Biosphere.
This is a trip.
The aluminum dish and the rubber membrane combined weigh 40,000 pounds. And in just a minute, we're going to make it breathe.
Okay.
Can you get a hold?
Yep.
Okay, so now you're going to pull down, and you can hang on it.
Oh. Oh my God, this is crazy.
And so you're moving 40,000 pounds.
I'm moving 40,000 pounds right now. What?
The idea here is we want to keep the pressure constant inside Biosphere 2.
I'm making it breathe. Wow. So crazy.
While nowadays Biosphere 2's mission is aimed at improving life on Earth, it's hard not to look around this place and imagine a giant space station that one day might remind us of home in the future.